It's 6:03 here, Tuesday, February the 4th. 53 degrees right now. We're headed up near 60 today under mostly sunny skies. And with those temperatures, good morning. I'm John Domen.
I'm John Aaron. The top story we're following this hour, a town hall talk about DOGE and all the changes federal workers are facing was packed last night in Northern Virginia. WTOP's Kyle Cooper was there.
Worker after worker got up to sound off about what's happening with thunderous applause to follow.
Every day for the last week or two, everyone has been scared. Everyone is afraid every day a shoe's going to drop and we're going to get cut.
We can't wait for lawsuits in order to take action. We have to be able to address it.
Queer and trans folks of my agency are being doxxed in public, their lives threatened. What are you going to do about it?
Congressman Suhas Subramaniam, who sponsored the town hall, advised workers not to take the deferred resignation plan being offered and said federal workers should continue to speak out and push back. In Loudoun County, Kyle Cooper, WTOP News.
Now, the clock is ticking on that deferred resignation being offered by the Trump administration, and federal workers are being advised to consider all of their options. More with WTOP's Kate Ryan.
Maryland's Attorney General Anthony Brown joined those in 11 other states urging caution on the deferred resignation that offers pay through the end of September for those federal workers who agreed to resign by February 6th. An employment attorney, Camilla McKinney, in the District of Columbia, says every employee has to consider their own circumstances. She urges all employees to get a copy of their personnel file, or the EOPF.
They want to review their service record and make sure that it's up to date and correct.
Why does that matter?
Because based on your civil service record, again, that's going to trigger certain rights that you may have.
McKinney says employees represented by a union should check with their union reps, and before signing any agreement, they may want to contact a lawyer. Kate Ryan, WTOP News.
Crews working in the Potomac River yesterday extracted several parts of the American Airlines plane that crashed near Reagan National Airport last week. Authorities say the operation to remove the plane fully will take several days, and then they'll work to remove the helicopter involved. WTOP's Scott Gelman has an update.
Every day we set a goal for what we're trying to accomplish.
Here at Reagan National Airport, Colonel Frank Perro with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers explains Monday's goal was extracting one of the plane's engines, fuselage, and a wing.
We do believe that we're on track.
The parts are going to stay covered on a barge until they can be safely moved Tuesday morning.
We're going to wait till high tide, probably close to around 10 o'clock before we can start actually begin transferring those items from the barge over to the transport that will eventually bring them over to Hangar 7.
Assistant D.C. Fire Chief Gary Steen says some more human remains have been located and 55 bodies have been recovered. Responders will work to get the plane's cockpit out of the water on Tuesday, but they're monitoring winds that could make that complicated. At Reagan National Airport, Scott Gelman, WTOP News.
The district will get to move a step closer today toward bringing the Washington Commanders back to D.C. The council in D.C. will vote on legislation that officially transfers control of the RFK Stadium site back to the city. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is weighing in. He says he's in favor of having a new stadium in the city.
I think a new stadium there can be a huge economic driver. I think it would be great for our nation to be able to see a new stadium there with the monuments and the Capitol in the background. I remember that as a kid growing up. The power of that vision and what it means to that community, I think, is a really powerful thing. So if it turns out that that is the best alternative, I think it'd be a great thing.
The Commanders' lease on Northwest Stadium in Landover runs until 2027.
Coming up in Money News, Meta spends big to make its new smart glasses a hit. Traffic and weather in 30 seconds.